From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. The city of Durban is the latest location for global temporary power and temperature control company Aggreko, which recently opened a depot there. Christy van der Merwe was at the opening ceremony.
This is the second depot to be built in South Africa in the last 18 months, and during this time, Aggreko has invested some 87 million rand into local operations. And there's more to come.
Port Elizabeth and Cape Town are on our radar within the next 18 months to open facilities there. We've already identified a location in Cape Town. But there will be a bit of check and balance as we see how Durban takes hold on the exact timeline. We may push it out, we may bring it back in. Specifically here in Durban, we actually plan to open this in H2 of this year, and we actually brought it forward. So at the moment, the business is going very well, and I see no reason why we won't push ahead with Cape Town at the end of this year and Port Elizabeth at the beginning of middle of next year. Predominantly at the moment, most of the revenue is coming from shipping. We see that changing over the coming 12 months. And in actual fact, we see it sort of leveling out with shipping being about 30 to 35%, and then manufacturing, construction, etc. taking up the rest, and a little bit of entertainment as well.
At the opening of the facility in Durban, Group CEO Rupert Soames explained that the company had very ambitious growth plans in Africa.
In Southern Africa, we see a lot of opportunity in Mozambique, especially around the Tete area with people like Vale, in Botswana as well. And today the depot business here in South Africa is already doing work in Namibia, in Botswana, in Mozambique. On the bigger project side, we're working on a number of 150 to 200 megawatt projects in Mozambique, Botswana, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. And these are all long-term utility style projects. East Africa, as I said last year, a lot of rain in East Africa, but the dams are starting to fail again, and certainly the March rains have not come in. And plus, a lot of these countries have really good, strong GDP growth, and they're really starting to see the effect when they don't have power, as and when or if there is a need for additional power. We're in a very strong position. Today we could put 400 megawatt on the ground. There's very few companies that can do that.
Other news making headlines this week includes the opening of Basil Reid's new turnkey projects division. Commercial and industrial properties could be headed for a boom, and SAFSEC sees early signs of civil engineering recovery. Basil Reid says that it has created a fifth division within the JSE-listed construction and engineering group called Basil Reid Turnkey Projects.
Yes, Basil Reid Turnkey Projects has been started to incorporate the engineering skills and the engineering design skills of TWP together with the construction skills of Basil Reid to offer a complete package deal. And we're seeing a lot of clients actually want a single one-stop shop, a single point of contact. And that grouping can actually provide that now.
South Africa's commercial and industrial property sector might be set for a price boom by 2014-15 if the country is able to maintain sustainable growth over this period, industry experts said at the launch of the Rhoda Property Report.
Don't expect much capital growth over the next few years from the house market. On the other hand, offices and industrial property are looking at the long cycle. They are very cheap, which means that should the economy start growing again sustainably, then the values of industrial and commercial properties will rise quite strongly for many years to come.
Trends in South Africa's embattled civil engineering industry are showing definite, albeit modest, signs of recovery, says South African Federation of Civil Engineering Contractors economist Henk Langenhoven.
The private sector is a little bit more difficult to judge, but there seem to be lots of requests for updating of budgets, and in the mining industry, there's internationally the resources boom is going on, and it is strengthening again, despite the international, specifically the East, China and India slowing down slightly. and we will have to expand some of these mines.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.
Led by Martin Creamer, Mining Weekly's bureaus in Perth, Johannesburg and Toronto deliver unrivaled global coverage of the resources industry and the companies shaping it. Creamer Media's Mining Weekly for mining news around the clock.